What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay Podcast, the only podcast where three of our hosts show up maybe about once or twice a month at best. My name is Adam, aka CS Radical, joined as always by my co-host, Jen and Chris. Kaylan, apparently too good for us again, but it's not even family. Well, I guess it's probably family related. He's probably there with the family, but he's there to go see a Blue Jays game because, well, apparently the already out of the playoffs Blue Jays is way more important than the clearly doing way better financially podcast.
That's
because
our new name.
You can't lose money when you don't spend any. Got it.
There's nowhere to go but up. Nowhere.
But anyways, Chris, how are you doing?
Good. I actually have gotten back into, how the heck do you say it again? Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, yep, you're good.
Yeah, I'm never gonna fucking get that the first time. I finally actually got back into that game, because I know that you know this, and anybody who's in our Discord
it's a good game.
It's a good game, minus when my save got corrupted, for my original playthrough. That Microsoft outage that was like around the world and blue screen of death at airports and stuff. Well, obviously Xbox went down too and messed with my save file 12 hours in, and it never got fixed. It just never did. So I kind of had to make a decision. Do I keep playing the game? Do I go back and start again and suffer through replaying 12 hours I've already done? Or do I give up on the game? And I couldn't give up on it. It's like my JRPG game of the year. It was already feeling that way.
It's still currently third on my list, right off the top of my top 10, so it's still hanging in there.
Yeah, I couldn't give up on it. So I pushed through the beginning of it. Luckily, I was able to get through the 12 hours that I missed in just under 4 hours by skipping dialogue and cutscenes. So it turns out, in JRPG fashion, 12 hours of game is actually only 4 hours of game, and the rest is actual conversations and cutscenes. So I was able to get caught up, and not only am I caught up, but I think I'm about 2/3 through the game. I looked at a quick walkthrough just to see the list of missions and stuff, not to get any spoilers for myself or anything. And it looks like I'm about 2/3 of the way through the game. Adam, for you, I went to the shark people and got some sharks on my team.
Yeah,
that's how far I went.
The best people.
Oh, easily the coolest characters.
The sand sharks are my fucking favorite, dude.
Yeah, I was shocked. You know how you talk to people sometimes and they give you a recipe? A shark gives you a recipe and goes, "Oh, do you know what the secret ingredient is? It's me, because it's shark fin soup." I'm like, wait, did this shark give me a piece of themselves in a soup? And then the NPC said, "Just kidding." But I was like, but you still murdered another shark to make this soup.
You don't know that it was alive.
There was something fucking weird going on there.
Scarlet is legit like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Scarlet, and I just got Scarlet and the other shark who's the coach. I can't remember the name. It started with like a Y.
Oh god, yeah, it's been so like it's there's certain ones that I remember and certain ones that I'm like, look, there's 108 characters you can recruit. It's kind of hard.
There is a lot. It is very difficult to keep up. But yeah, I'm just loving this game all over again. I love the battle system. They actually did a quick little update, because sometimes when you're in areas I've already been, I like to hit auto battle in a lot of games for JRPGs, and they have a lot of them now. But this one, you'd hit auto and it would go through one round, and then it would come up, do you want to fight or auto again? And you had to keep choosing which I hated.
Because the idea too is that like it uses because with the way that the combat system works, and that you have abilities you can use sometimes, what they try to do is like, hey, maybe you just have nothing you want to do, so here's the auto battle for a turn, so that way you can come back to when you have some more SP, so you can use some of your abilities.
Yes.
I'm surprised they didn't just have like a whole separate auto button after that, but
yeah, well, they patched it. Now when you hit auto, it just auto battles throughout the whole battle, but it has a button that says cancel if you want to like jump out of auto and jump back into it. Yeah, so I was very happy, because I use auto like I'm, returning to recruit all the characters, going to places I've already been, running into enemies I've already fought 100 times. I don't really want to do it again. So I just kind of have Balatro going on the side and then auto battle. But yeah, I'm loving the battle system. The characters keep surprising me. Like you're talking about with like Scarlet and the Shark People. Like every time I think I have my team of 6, I'm like, well, that got fucked.
Have you recruited Reyna though?
No, I tried to beat. She's the one with the shield, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to do 1,500 damage to her in 3 turns, and I got to like 500 damage. But it's also at a time when I had forced characters in my team that I would not
She's
bring
a
to
bitch
that.
because you're like, I want you so bad right now, and you are impossible. I'm gonna have to come back like 10 levels later now. This is bullshit.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go back and get her though because I
She's
like having a
worth
lot of the.
it.
Yeah, I could tell as soon as I saw her like armor and shield and stuff. I'm like,
Oh, straight up, like
I
I
need
don't
her.
know who you usually use as your tank. Like Iugo was who I was using for like the longest time for that. Her defense like his defense dwarfs in comparison to what she does. She basically by the end of the game for me was you put her in the front and you basically never have to worry about her dying the entire rest of the game.
Wow. Okay, so I need her because too many people do sometimes get knocked out. It's not too bad now. I grind a little bit whenever I notice like a character dies too easy because I've had that Francesca or whatever her name is, the healer girl, the whole
Yandere
time.
white mage.
Yeah, I've had her the whole time because like her healing, I just have her set like whenever I do auto, like she heals. If people are down, she heals, and it's good to just have a character doing that. I may pull her because other characters can get healing now, and I can
Yeah,
have more
like once you're
attack.
far enough in the game, you can start just giving anybody the water.
Rune,
Thank you, runes. And
yes.
they can take care of that. And usually like Noah and your other person that doesn't dearly do as much damage. Like you have a few options. By the end of the game, like I think 4 out of my 6 party members had some way of healing people.
Oh, nice,
So at least
yeah.
that way, like because I don't know if they fixed it since, but like offensive magic in the very few beginning of the game was not basically useful at all. So you just ended up
hmm
putting all water runes on. I don't know if they fixed that, but like at the time
I
when I
don't know.
played it, I didn't need to ever cast actual spells. I would literally just keep bashing the shit out of stuff and then heal if I needed to.
Yeah, that's my strategy too. Physical attacks and then magic is all about healing. Yeah, that's all I've done. So it could be patch, it could not. I actually don't know about that part. But yeah, I'm like this game's amazing. Like the battle's great, the art style is great, the music is great. It has an overworld like old school JRPG. I've literally left it sitting for like 20 seconds just hearing the nice music and seeing an overworld because I'm in shock that there is one sometimes. Like it's that old school. Oh, this game is just so good. And recruiting characters is addicting because you'll find someone and talk to them and they'll be like, ah, and it's like, I need to recruit you. I know you're a recruitable character. You stand out amongst all the NPCs. You had like a fade to black before our conversation and you're voiced. I know you're important. How do
And
I
they
get
really
you?
did a solid job with the voice acting too.
Oh, the voice acting's so good. The dialogue's so good. The story is actually good. Like I have no complaints about this game. The only complaint I had was that auto battle thing where I had to keep hitting it every turn, and they took away my one gripe with the game. So to me, this game is like so perfect, it's ridiculous.
And you haven't even gotten to the point of where you can unlock the theater, which is where you can start making all the characters play other characters in like certain plays and see how and they're
Yeah.
all properly voice acted. And some of them are like super cheesy, some of them are not. So it's always that brain of like, okay, do I want to actually try to make this good, or do I just want to smile from ear to ear the entire time?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I'll do both. Honestly, I probably will do
Well,
both.
I mean, you'll
but-
want to completionist it by getting like the actual best ratings, but you also want to go, look, I just want to put all the sharks in here. Like doing all sharks for Romeo and Juliet is fucking hysterical.
Yes. Actually, that's a good point. I'm going to do that specifically when I open
And
that
also,
up.
the best one that makes a narrator, I think it's Nell, is the backpack.
Mhm.
Nell makes the best narrator. Absolutely makes the best narrator.
That fucking, it's a backpack character. Like, it's literally a backpack. I was glad to get them because then I could increase how many items I could hold in my inventory and stuff. But still, like, I saw the backpack and I'm like, oh, what is that? Oh my God, it's a fucking character. Like, I was like, of course.
You look at it, you're like, are you a mimic? And then you're like, nope,
Yeah.
it's just something in a backpack that refuses to come out of it.
Yeah. Oh, so good. There's like a budgie character. There's sharks. There's everything. Like oh God, it's just such a good game. I'm in love with the JRPG-ness of it. It's got its tropes and stuff, but it is so good. I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
What have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Right now, I did finish Bakaru, so that's finally done. And
Nice.
opinions stay the same for what it was before. Just really solid platformer. And again, made by the guys who are going to be putting out the Princess Peach game later, so it makes perfect sense. And again, yeah, like Mystical Ninja with Super Mario Odyssey vibes. Like, you can't go wrong with that. I've moved on. I haven't played too much of it yet because I've been doing other stuff. I've been messing with Balatro a little bit more, as you know, Chris. I'm playing Wild Bastards finally now, which is the Wild West sequel to Void Bastards, which has been... I don't know if I like it more or not yet because it's a little bit different. Because in Void Bastards, you were on a set map and you had to explore, pick up like salvage, and get out of it. Now, with the way that Void Bastards worked, is that you get put onto an overworld, like almost like a Mario 3, like go across to get certain spots on the map, and you want to pick up whatever treasure you can find there, and then get the hell off the planet and go away. And the fights are done in small instances. So like you'll go into a fight and you're facing. It could be like you and another ally, which you'll start slowly recruiting characters as time goes on, because it's almost like the Hateful Eight sort of a deal. It's just like a bunch of gunslingers, and you'll go into a battle. It'll be you and one other member that you choose against 4 of this enemy, 5 of this enemy, and 2 of this enemy, or something like that. And it's in a small arena, and you got to survive. And that's how it does it now. I don't know if I've gone far enough that there's like a boss at any point, or if it just keeps staying in this same way. But so far, like, it's been pretty nice. Like, it's a nice little aside. I haven't gotten deep enough into it, have a great opinion of it yet, but I mean, it's still pretty fun. The voice acting, again, a lot of really good, like, voice acting with people doing, like, hilariously, like, sort of bad and not bad, like, Western, gunslinger, like, rootin' tootin' accents and everything. And it really hits the vibe that I'm looking for too, of just like, something that I can pop into for an hour or two and be happy with it. So yeah, I won't go too far into it yet because I don't really have like I've maybe put like maybe an hour and change into it. So we're not like quite deep enough in it to really get a sense of it yet, but it's looking pretty good so far. I don't know if it'll be better than Void Bastards, but that's also because, well, different kind of gameplay. And also the narrator was a Stanley Parable narrator, and it's really hard to top that voice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's tough. That is a tough one.
Well, you know what else is going to be a tough one? Palworld right now. Because, well, Nintendo decided, you know what? We actually do think we have a case against you. We let you get out there long enough, and now there is a proper lawsuit for multiple patent infringements. I'm not a lawyer, so I actually don't care about the actual, details of it. I'm more just going, oh, they did the thing we all said they were going to do when the trailer first came out, like how many years ago? And it just took them this long to do. So I got 2 questions for you. 1, do you think Palworld's in a lot of trouble? And 2, why is Nintendo doing this now?
I don't think Palworld's in a lot of trouble. I think that it'll be something that probably just gets a settlement or something like that.
I mean, they do have the money that they made from this game that they can probably handle it now.
Yeah, I think they'll be able to handle it and still walk out of it profitable, like probably very profitable.
I mean, they seem to not care because it just released on PlayStation 5 today.
Yeah,
suddenly.
I saw that. I was like, is this Sony being like, like, what is this? What was the second question? Sorry, again.
Why do you think Nintendo's doing this now?
Why? I think Nintendo is doing it now because maybe it could be that they found out it was coming out on like Sony or something, like it was going just off of PC only.
Well, they had no problem because Microsoft's had it on Game Pass.
Right, they had it on Game Pass.
I honestly
have no idea.
I'm conspiracy braining it. They did it because Palworld now has the funds to pay it.
Yeah, they waited until they could get the most money out of it. That makes sense.
That's just kind of where my brain's going.
Yeah, if it hits a certain amount of money, we sue.
Because Nintendo is cease and desist for far less.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, I don't think this is a basic cease and desist. I think this is actually, I don't know what this is. I haven't looked enough into the actual legal part of it, but still, yeah, this is definitely I think you're right. It's money.
We're not lawyers. This isn't Legal Eagle on YouTube. Like, we don't know this shit at all. We're just like, Nintendo's trying to sue the pants off of them, and we're like, wow, the thing that we all knew was going to happen actually is finally happening now when we thought it was never going to happen again.
Yeah, I honestly thought Nintendo wasn't going to do it. That's the part that shocked me the most, because it had been so long, and I figured they would have done it right at the beginning or not at all. And to come out of nowhere, that kind of just shocked me, because I keep forgetting Palworld exists. It's not like it's not making money and it's not popular. It's just no one really talks about it anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, even in
So
the trailer that they showed, I'm like, yeah, I remember why I don't care much for this, because it just looks off. It looks, I said even on the, because I streamed, for those who don't know, I did stream the State of Play earlier today. We record Tuesday nights here, so this is like just an hour and change after the stream. I even said, like, every time I look at this game, it looks like one of those, like, Chinese knockoff games that people used to make jokes about all the time.
yeah, it really does. Like, it does not look good to me. I understand the concept of like, oh, it's Pokemon and there's guns and like that kind of stuff. I get the idea, but the more I watch of it, I'm like, this is like a Fortnite Pokemon. Like,
Now,
it's not Pokemon.
To be fair,
it's
it's not like Pokemon games
Fortnite.
have to look good, because everybody dealt with the newest one that was just an absolute dumpster fire when it ran on Switch.
Oh, it really was. It still is. It still is.
Somehow, the console that brought you Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and that's what they could do for Pokemon. It still amazes me to this day.
Oh my god, yeah.
Maybe that's why they sued them. It's like, all right, guys, you proved that you can make a game that's like 10% better looking than ours.
Yeah, they aren't suing for money. They're suing for the code, so
They're
they can
suing out of
understand how they got
spite.
the road. Yeah.
Actually, no, that actually makes a lot of sense, because that's really what Nintendo does for a lot of things.
Oh, it's all spite. Yeah, it's pure spite. They made something that runs more than 20 frames per second, and Nintendo was like, "Oh no, you don't."
That should have been the trailer for Palworld, is just showing a windmill in the distance running at a full 30 or 60 frames per second, and be like, "Your turn, Nintendo."
Yeah, they can't do it. Fuck. Oh, it's so good. It's so bad, but it's so good how much they just were like, we'll just lower it to like 110p resolution and 3 frames per second. There you go. There's your windmill in the distance. It's like, what is that?
We're like, I don't think that's going to generate any energy, you guys.
No.
You might as well just put the hamster wheel out.
Oh, good luck, Palworld.
It'll be interesting though. Like I don't really care that much about like what happens in the end of this, because I mean, let's be honest, I have no high opinion of Nintendo already, so them finally suing them is just also me going, yeah, I kind of expect that from you. And Palworld, I'm never gonna play, so like whatever happens to them, and they've already made their money, so like they're in a good spot. So
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't really care either way how this goes. I gotta be honest.
I mean,
like,
it's more just funny now, because now it's on a PlayStation console. Now it's just extra funny.
Now I need some like fucking artwork, some fan art of like Pikachu being a lawyer fighting against another lawyer. That's that like rip-off Pikachu from Palworld, the big fat Pikachu with the lightning bolt on his chest.
Look, so I'm sure somebody's already made like a Phoenix Wright Pikachu like meme at some point. So
there better be. And if you are listening to this right now and you have these skills, please make them, because we need these. That is what I actually need from this legal dispute.
We don't need Detective Pikachu. We need Prosecutor Pikachu.
Prosecutor Pikachu coming to the new Smash Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Well, I suppose we've shot at Nintendo enough here, but we go back to Sony here. State of Play obviously was running just a couple hours ago. I mean, we could talk about a lot of things, but I mean, we got to be honest here. Like, Ghost of Yotei has got to be the flagship here. I knew there was got to be one thing, because it's very strange for them to have a State of Play so soon. So I'm like, okay, there must be something they want to show coming into 2025, and well, sure enough, we definitely got that answer.
Yeah. Yeah, this was definitely the most hype for me. And I was worried, because when I first saw it, like, I was like, all right, is this just going to be like DLC for Rise of the Ronin or something like that?
I thought they were like remastering Ghosts again, because I'm like, okay, well, they already did it for Horizon in this friggin' State of Play, so what are the chances they do it again?
Oh, if this was just another remaster after announcing another remaster, oh god, I would have been so pissed.
Yeah, and then as soon as the Mount Yotei 1603 came up, I'm like, okay, no, never mind. We're fine.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for this game.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm going to play it at some point, because, well, I want to take a second crack at it, and especially because it seems like it's a different story now, because we now have a female lead in the in employ on this one. So like, I'm already curious just on that front, and hoping that maybe they have addressed some of the things that I didn't like about it, which is, again, I don't care what Kaylan says. The map is too big.
Oh, it is a big map. It is a big map, yeah.
But like, I hope that they can make that a little better, make some of the copy pasting stuff a little bit less prevalent, and then I just want a story also that's a little bit more interesting, because like, I'm not saying that the first one was bad. It just didn't. By the time I got halfway, and I'm like, okay, what am I still going after though? Like, I just didn't feel like there wasn't the pull.
Mm. I never had that with the story. The story for me did keep me fairly hooked. The only thing that I had that was a gripe with the first game was the map size. It was definitely I didn't mind I was fine until all of a sudden the map like just doubled. There
And
was like
like
three
we complained
sections or
about
something. I was like,
Rebirth's
wait a
map,
minute.
but at least like Rebirth's map, generally speaking, has like a bunch of different areas to them. Whereas a lot of
Hmm.
Ghost of Tsushima still ends up being very much the same grasslands.
Yes.
So it's
Oh,
not
very
nearly
much
as
so.
easy to stick with it. Now, as they put in the trailer, like the vibrancy in the trailer again, like just fucking gorgeous. The mountain vista is amazing.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot. That's like wallpaper worthy on a computer.
That's
Like it's
PS5 Pro
beautiful.
worthy.
Oh god, if this is gonna only run at 60 FPS on PS5 Pro, I'm gonna be so pissed. God. But yeah, I need this. I was debating buying Ghost of Tsushima again on PC just to play it again because I already got the platinum on PS5. So this is good timing because now I can be like, no, you don't need to rebuy the same game yet again. Just wait. There's a new one. Play that. You will love
Also,
it.
you have Yakuza games to play. Don't you dare.
I have so many games to play, Adam, and I just keep going back to Balatro. Okay, that's what happens. That's just my life.
I mean, that's fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair at all.
Now, like, what's your thought
Uh,
about them changing up things up with a bit with the lead being a female, and also it seems like they're having more of a weapons prefer or weapons change because it seems like there's going to be guns in this one now.
I'm fine with guns as long as it is not just like going in and you're able to just like, go in guns blazing, if that makes sense.
Well, I mean,
I
given that
think,
it's a flintlock, I imagine that there's going to be some sort of risk reward to it. Like, it's going to be loud, so it's going to call attention. I imagine that also it's going to be very hard to reload. So,
yes. Yeah. Like if it's kind of like it's a one shot, maybe at a distance, like you use it to take out like a character at a distance or something like that instead of getting in close. And it's kind of like you use it and you get like one or two shots and then you're kind of like, okay, that was it. That's all you get with it. I'm fine with it. I like that idea. It's like it makes sense still for the time and all that. Like it's historically fine.
honestly,
Um,
that gives me a fuck you in particular vibe when you use that weapon.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. If it's like, okay, there's a boss in this small town, you have to take him out, and you just kind of use that and figure out a way to one shot them, I think that'd be amazing. I think that would be fun to
I
do a
can't
couple
wait though
times.
for when it doesn't because again, bullet spongy bullshit in open world
Mm.
games happen. It's like, look, this health bar is too big. I'm like, yeah, but I shot him in the face.
Yeah. So his face had a really high HP, okay?
He's missing half of his face.
He only needs half. He only needs half. But yeah, I'm very excited for the game. It looks beautiful. I loved the first game. They can obviously, make the few changes that you and me would like to make this one even better. But yeah, it's quality first party Sony game, and honestly, that's what the PS5 needs. So I'm glad I'm glad that got announced.
And like, does the bringing in a female character kind of change things at all for you, like from a different perspective, or is it just more of like, meh, seems like it'll be fine?
Oh no, yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. I'm sure, if like is it connected to the first game? I hope it's not just like a whole new story with no connections to the first one. I hope that there is some connection story wise to the first game, so it's more of a continuation. I think that would be kind of cool. Maybe even some characters from the first game showing up in the second game, but I'm completely fine with the main character being a little different
I'm
and
trying to
everything.
remember what was the year that they showed. 1603 or something. Yeah,
It was
1603.
16 oh yeah.
And I'm just looking at the wiki, just trying to see like when. It feels like this is way in the future because the start of the plot, according to Wikipedia for Ghost of Tsushima, was 1271.
Oh, okay, so this is just a whole new.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
never mind.
no, I don't think Jin
Okay.
Kasai is going to suddenly show up.
We don't know. We don't know. Okay, we weren't alive back then. We don't know how long people
So
live.
time traveling Jin Kasai.
Okay, yeah, no, never mind. Everything I just said about the games being connected. I hope that there is zero connection because that is like a 400-year gap.
Well, you know what else got connected? A few games to Astrobot.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie. I went into this state of play thinking, okay, this is Sony's state of play. I'm probably gonna hate it. And this showed up as the opening. And at first I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then for everybody watching the screen, that just happened. The four Helldiver bots dropped down in their pods and came out. And I immediately, in a chat I was in, wrote like, never mind, to take it all back. This is the greatest state of play that's ever existed. And I wasn't kidding. I was not kidding. As soon as I saw the Helldivers characters, I was in. Like, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I've still got to play quite a bit of the game. Like I said, I'm playing. I'm going to be playing this with my girlfriend around, and of course our timetables never really fall together too often, so I haven't really got the chance to go back at it yet. But like, I mean, it seems like apparently I might as well just wait because there's gonna be new content coming out for it anyway. So
yeah, it seems like more bots like the Stellar Blade bot and and the Helldivers bots and stuff like that, which is cool because I definitely want to go and like.
It almost feels like a gyp though. There's just not enough booty on that bot.
There is zero booty on that bot. It's
very factually inaccurate. I don't know how I feel about it.
It would have been actually pretty interesting if they had made it more jiggle physics of bot. Very interesting.
No, we don't need to give the Rule 34 people any more ammunition.
No. But I'm happy because that is a simple update. It's just a few more bots and a couple like speedrun courses, and it's a free DLC. Like, it's a free update. To me, that's like perfect. That's just like the game did well. We want to make sure people keep the hype going for it. So here's a bit of extra stuff. Because if it was like paid DLC and it's like, oh, $30 and you get some more bots and a few other things, it would kind of put a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to Astrobot, because, it's kind of like you pay for the game and you get all these bots and all that kind of stuff and challenge levels and stuff. If they were going to do paid DLC, I would hope it's like an actual new galaxy.
Yeah, we'd be looking at like
an
extra like 2 to 3 hours on top of it.
Yeah, exactly. Which
I like the cool idea that if just once in a blue moon they just kind of drop like some like just a small amount of content, like even just more bots, and just be like, hey, here's just like another 2 levels or something, and just go have fun with that.
Yeah, I would love that, because Sackboy has done that where every so often there'd be just new costumes for Sackboy, but it'd be like a new Ratchet and Clank game is coming out, so they'd put that costume just in Sackboy for free and all that kind of stuff. But obviously that's just a costume you get in the store in Sackboy. Where here, it's all about finding the bots, seeing them in the wild, and then rescuing them and stuff like that. And I think that's awesome. So it's a lot more exciting when they when these updates would come out. So I'm very excited. I hope they actually keep doing this. I hope the hype for this game keeps going.
Now, we've been talking not too long ago about, obviously making fun of PSVR 2. Well, they got some pretty nice additions, in the state of play. We got 3 good ones. The Midnight Walk, which was that really weird, interesting, like claymation sort of game. Now, it seems like it's a bit of both. So I'm wondering, like, because apparently it's available for PS5 as well. So I'm assuming that means there must be like a small VR section that's like an experience that they're adding into it. I don't know. Like, I was put off when I saw both logos there. I'm like, that's unusual.
Yeah.
Usually it's one or the other. So the fact that it's kind of like a bit of both makes me go, well, what are they actually going to do between the two of them?
Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe it's just like Resident Evil 7, where it's like a first-person perspective, and therefore if you play in VR, you can kind of look around first person, and then if it's not VR, it's just a normal first-person perspective game. It could just be that. I have a feeling it would probably be that if to develop a game like that and make it run on both. I'm assuming that's how you'd have to do it to keep it from being very expensive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, apart from that, we also got a Metro Awakening in VR, which I immediately went, nope, because I don't mind first-person shooters in VR. Obviously, I played Blood and Truth, and it was a lot of fun, but I don't need Blood and Truth also with jump scares. Fuck that.
No, fuck that.
Hitman
Even that first
3
game.
VR, on the other hand, I like that trailer. I'm like, you know what? That looks like a lot of fun.
That does look like a lot of fun. That was really cool. When I was seeing it, obviously they hadn't announced it was like Hitman yet or anything like that. It was just kind of showing Hitman doing his thing in VR, and I was like, this is a Hitman game. It has to be. It's got that vibe and that like killing somebody while they're fishing. Like,
the only thing it's missing is like grabbing a bucket and just whipping it across the room.
Oh, some of the stuff they made happen in that game, it's insane. But yeah, I have to imagine there'll still be some of that really funny shit. But I would play that. I would 100% play like where you sneak in and you got to like take somebody out, and that would make you really feel like the Hitman, because most of the game is like just taking out one person and not getting caught, right? So
Yeah, like
Super
if
cool
I had
idea.
the money or owned a PSVR 2, which obviously is neither of those things in my employ right now, uh, I would definitely look into this. Like, this seems like a great experience to have, compared to a lot of other games that we've seen so far. Like, this one seems to be one of the more in depth, I would think. Like, it feels like there's a
Hmm.
lot to this one in comparison to others.
Yes, it feels big. It feels like a full-fledged game, multiple levels, multiple assassinations, just like a normal Hitman game, but like first-person VR.
Really
Super
makes you
cool.
feel like John Wick.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
Well, I mean, that's
Without
super
like,
hot. Let's be real. That's what
oh,
that
that's
actually is.
that's John Wick. Yeah,
I
this is
just need
like
a really good excuse to segue into talking about how Keanu Reeves is going to now be voice acting in Sonic slash Shadow Generations.
I was not thinking of getting that game because I already have Sonic Generations.
I thought
That
it was the
happened.
movie trailer for half a second till I went, that is way too low res to be the movie.
Yeah. When that happened, I was like, oh, fuck, do I need this remake of this Sonic game? I might need it. Like, these Shadow levels, I was like, eh. But now I'm like, Keanu Reeves Shadow? I might fucking need this. I might
It's like,
really
that's
fucking
kind of
need this.
cheating, Sony.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Sega, but
Sega, which is also interesting because they had the Sonic Central showcase earlier today. Like, Sonic had their own showcase, and they didn't even fucking
I was
talk
going to
about
say,
that.
I
They
didn't
saved
watch it.
that
Was
for
there
Sony.
anything of interest at that?
No. No, they talked a little bit about Sonic Generations, but nothing really new. The thing I learned new about Sonic Generations was in the Sony showcase.
That's the
Like,
most typical Sega thing possible. Make a whole
yeah,
special about one series and still say nothing about it.
yeah, it was so funny. But yeah, I might need it. I don't know. We're gonna see.
So we got a few more updates on a couple of things. We did see a trailer for Lego Horizon Adventures again, which I won't play because I'm it's not really my style of thing, but goddamn, you know Kaylan's jumping over joy about getting to play that.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. That's one of my most anticipated games. I not because of like some big ass reason, like it's like, oh, Ghost of Tsushima sequel and that kind of stuff. It's just the game looks like a lot of fun and it looks gorgeous. Like, I'm like, the Lego games have obviously come like a really long way, but I like Aloy a lot as a character and I love that world. But sometimes it's like very, very, very serious. This seems to like take that world and more go like Astrobot level of humor. And it's like kind of that. So I'm very excited for that game. I'll still check out reviews and stuff, but I am, excuse me, definitely going to pick that up on PS5. Like, I really do want that game.
And then, of course, because the series just is like, nope, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and we'll keep our like 200,000 people that play it happy. Dynasty Warriors Origins showed up. And I watched it be like, it looks literally like the PlayStation 2 games again, just looks way better.
Yeah, it's the PS2
It's like, it
games
seems like
running
they've
on a
changed
really,
nothing. It's
a
still,
really
it's still
good
the same
emulator.
hack and slash. The voice acting's still really bad, but I think it's almost intentional at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. I got the Legend of Zelda Dynasty Warriors
Oh,
game.
Hyrule Warriors?
Yeah. Fuck, I do not like that style of game. It is not for me.
I said it in the stream, like, I know there's people that swear by that series. I just don't know how you play that same combat system so many times.
Yeah,
Like, I had a friend that 100% at Hyrule Warriors, and I watched him do it, and I was like, this has got to get old by about the 20th hour, right?
God, I was dying by the 20th hour. I finished the game and I had to force myself. I was like, this cost me a lot of money. I need to finish this and be done with it. Like, not for me. It's so repetitive. Like, I don't get it. I don't. I tried. I don't get it.
I mean, look, that's what makes people happy. It's cool. Was cool to see, and I haven't played this game, but maybe I'll take a look at it. But the Legacy of Kain 1 and 2 remasterings, I never did play the originals, so I have like no opinion as to it. But I've heard good things about it when it was, when it was around back in the day.
Yeah, I've heard good things too. I never got around to them. This would kind of be my chance to play them. I don't know how much I really want to play it. I feel like this would be more something, either it's really on sale, becomes a PS Plus monthly game or something like that. It's kind of like I'd play it, but I'm not going to seek it out at full price for sure.
Yeah, like admittedly, I fall into that camp for like the Lunar collection that they're putting up, which like I looked at it like, I'd love to play one of them, but do I want to play it so much that I would skip out on other new games right now? Like, that's kind of the ultimate question. And having said that, I don't even know if Fantasia Neo Dimension is even on my radar, because to be completely honest, like, I didn't look at that trailer and went, that looks like a fun JRPG. I looked at that and said, that looks like a mobile game that just got put on console.
Okay, so I'm not the only one. Like
Oh, I
was
said right on
watching
stream. That font, like for all the numbers, that is mobile game font if I ever saw it.
Yeah, I did not like the way that game looked. I was like, Nobuo Uematsu's attached to it and stuff. Like those are big names, and it
Well,
was
isn't it
not.
Hironobu Sakaguchi on that?
I think so. Is it? Might be.
I think so. Let me check here. I was trying to pull up the trailer and I keep typing it wrong because I keep forgetting the order of Fantasia, Neo, blah 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 blah. Because Lord knows that, Japan, they always have to make weird, complicated titles. I see you, Metaphor Refantasio, that's coming out later this year. Let's see, where is... Yeah, there's the PlayStation announced trailer, and... Come on, where is he? Was he later? Oh, I think they might have cut that part of the trailer. Oh yeah, it was Hironobu Sakaguchi. There we go, found it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like those are big names. And it just looks like a mobile game. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel or look great.
I mean,
don't know.
Who knows? Maybe it's their way of being like, see, you guys don't actually want an old school RPG from the Final Fantasy creators. You really just want the action ones. To which I go, I don't think you understand the assignment, Square.
No, they do not, because I do want old school JRPGs like old Final Fantasies and stuff like that. Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is doing exactly that. Even Octopath Traveler, minus the split stories over so many characters, but the gameplay and everything, fantastic. Like, they know how to do it. And that's what I want. Where this
somebody's finally gonna do it and just like do an old school but modern, like quote unquote AAA studio one. Sega, just make Phantasy Star 5. Do it. Come on, no balls. No balls, yeah. Sega.
I don't know. This one just looks like it was made for the Nintendo DS. Like it just feels.
It almost feels like a Vita game, like in the way that like it almost feels like there's like jagged edges to some of the things.
Yeah, like it's just not a nice art style. It seems like they went for the 3D textures but didn't want to push it too hard. And there's a lot of like empty space in the areas around characters and stuff like that. Like it just doesn't feel alive. Like another type of game that, whether it's pixelated or if it's polygons, like it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it has much of a soul for some reason. It's weird. Yeah, I have like zero desire for that one. It could change down the road, but I mean, good on the game for being on the way, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it.
Nah. The last thing I want to talk about, which was I was worried was going to be the headliner again, because I'm like, Sony, please don't put Monster Hunter Wilds as the last thing again. I'm gonna really lose my mind. But no, we still got Ghost of Tsushima after that. But again, like, and I even said in the when the trailer was on that, it's like, look, it looks great. I'm gonna play it. I don't know why this trailer was needed though.
No, like we're being reminded yet again. I feel like I've seen so much of this game, like it's already out and it's just on Twitch. Like that's how much I feel like I've seen. It's so much.
Because like,
so much.
Look, like what else? Like the spider thing was different because that was like a new kind of monster type that I'm like, oh, that's different. This time around though, like, I mean, sure, they showed some of the traversal in the trailer that was like, okay, there seemed to be some updates with that too. But generally speaking, like 90% of that trailer was just cutscenes that were like, okay, like I'll get to that when I play the game. Or was just showing more fighting, to which I'm like, yeah, we've seen that in like the 17 other trailers that have been there. I was commenting during the stream being like, okay, Capcom, your marketing budget is only so big. Kind of calm down a bit here.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, I get them pushing hype for the game, but it's just, we don't need so many trailers. I almost feel like they already thought the game would be out by now. So they just keep having to throw out these trailers like, hey, no, it's still coming. Don't forget.
And it's weird that they're doing it when they've now officially dated for near my birthday at February 28th next year. So which I'm like, you guys are really hard pushing and you're still 6 months out.
Yeah. Like, I'd understand if this came.
If this was like a January state of play, makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like, don't forget, next month, go get it. But this was just more of the same. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm not like, again, like the trailer was like good. Like if you're a Monster Hunter fan, like you're getting more of what you want, but this could have easily just been sent out on its own.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you've got everything that you want. You got your palicos, so you got your cats doing all the funny stuff. You got some big monsters, you got some traversal stuff, you got some combat. So it's got everything that you want in there. It just feels like odd timing again. Like it made sense at Summer Game Fest because while it's a one-off show, yeah, you got to do it. This is just a state of play.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're really pushing
And it was
for
a long trailer. It was like a 3.5 minute trailer.
Yeah, I would have understood if it was like going to specifically talk about the PS5 Pro features or something like that, because that was just announced. But yeah, it just felt like interesting that it was included yet again and talked about in the same level of detail that we've already had many times before. Like we get it, and I'm excited for the game. I think it looks great, but it is weird that it keeps taking all this screen time away from game announcements. Maybe there's just that few game announcements, so Sony's like, no, we're gonna put this because we need it.
Oh yeah, we are definitely playing this game. I'm playing this game with you. I don't give a shit. I will pull your ass into this. We are going to struggle together.
Yes.
And look
yes,
damn good while doing it.
I'm gonna finally play a Monster Hunter game after owning probably already 2 of them. I don't even know. I have to look.
That's the age old question. Hey, how much is Chris's Steam backlog includes Monster Hunter games?
I don't even know if there's one in there. I just
or
know,
if it's like Nintendo eShops or
a PlayStation Plus. I don't know. I know I got one somewhere. I keep seeing it. I know I do.
I mean, I guess it would be safe to assume though that like if we were taking everything there, I mean there were some others, like there was the there was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles DLC, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hell is Us, for a second there I thought was Control. Just because of the enemy types. Turns out I was wrong. Alan Wake 2 DLC has Control in it, which I'm still mad at because I thought that was Control 2 and it still wasn't. They baited
that's
me.
That's just the DLC still.
I mean, whenever it finally happens, I'm going to play that bitch because Control was fucking amazing.
Oh, Control is amazing. I'll never play Alan Wake 2. It's way too scary looking. There's no way in hell.
If I keep saying it, if they can just cut out the Old Gods of Asgard like music video part that they did, and if I could just play that level, I'd be okay with that. I will accept that.
Oh, that's such a good moment in gaming. Holy shit.
Other than that, there was what was that game called? I'm trying to find it in the article. Yeah, there it is. I swear to God, I thought Flintlock Siege of Dawn was getting ported to PlayStation 4 with Arcade Chronicles because it reminded me so much of that.
It does actually look a lot like that. Yeah, that is
like
true.
The main girl character they were showing with like the red pants and like the Flintlock pistol sort of looking thing. I'm like, is this Flintlock? But I'm like, I know it's not, but this looks like Flintlock.
It does. Yeah, it's some of the game genres are kind of just blurring together, I think.
But I think it's safe to say, like, if we were going to pick any shining star, it's going to be Ghost of Yotei. I'm not even a big Ghost of Tsushima guy, and I think that's the right answer.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm not for this state of play, like I found that either the games that were announced, I either like really loved them, or like I was like, this is completely not for me. I just am not interested in this segment at all. I'm gonna play Balatro for 2 minutes and then come back to when the next trailer starts. And when it hit really well. And when it didn't, I was a little bored. But yeah, Ghost was like the saving grace. Like that being in there along with a couple other things, that was easily the biggest part for me, where I was very, very excited.
Yeah, I think it's a state of play. I give it a solid B grade because the start was great, the end was great, everything in between was like hit or miss. But again, it's a state of play. There's going to be a lot of smaller games that you've never really heard of that you might not be interested in, and there's going to be some niche stuff, Dynasty Warriors, like stuff like that. So like you weren't going to get like a lot of big stuff, but you got enough that I think it was worth its time. It was like 35 minutes, so it wasn't too much of your time taken away. And I mean, you got a couple of things out of it. So, like, as a streaming experience, I wasn't complaining. I got what I wanted out of it. So, yeah, solid, like, for a state of play, I don't think you can ask for much more outside of just, one more big reveal. But I don't think they're ready for that yet.
No. And I would say, yeah, like, I would give it a 7 out of 10 or a B. I think that's exactly where it was. It was good. Compared to other state of plays, it was like a solid A+. Like, if I was to compare this to most other state of plays, this was the best one in a very long time. It didn't hit, the entire time because, I mean, that would be very impossible. They'd have to just show games that interest me, which is impossible. There's tons of different gamers out there. I gotta respect that they maybe want some scary games that I don't want. But I was pleasantly surprised. I went into this thinking it was not going to be great. It opened really well with the Astrobot stuff, but a part of me was still like, this is the only good thing I'm going to see, really. And then it kept showing some more stuff. I was, when you get the Dragon Age look cool, and you got Monster Hunter, which looked really cool. Ghost was amazing. Lego Horizon, I actually am still excited for. I think is also good. Sony needs some more like family friendly. I think that fits right in there too. Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised by the state of play.
Mm-hmm. One thing I'm trying to find, because I want to use this as a joke, and I should have been prepared for this, but I only just thought of it now.
Joke
there was a
downloading.
leak lineup for State of Play that was so terribly wrong.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see this.
And I don't know if it was a joke or not. There it is. I found it finally. And it was now that I know, it was definitely a great joke. But like, I have to put this up there because I thought it was really funny. So like, because you knew right away that it was definitely not real, but it also is somebody's got a good sense of humor by doing this. So this was the quote unquote and I'm doing my finger quotation marks for those not watching a video version of this show. This is the list that was supposedly going to be at State of Play, which is absolutely never going to be the case. So,
okay,
Marvel's Wolverine. Okay, makes sense. It is a game that was announced. Marvel Spider-Man 3. All right, this already seems weird.
Okay, yeah.
The Last of Us 2 reimagined. The Last of Us Part 1 remastered. To which you go, wait, which one?
Yeah.
Hollow Knight 2, The Silk of the Song. That's a deep cut. That's going to hurt some people's feelings.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. There's no way that would have been there.
Bloodborne. Cart.
Oh God. Oh man. Now I actually wish they did announce that. Fuck,
Bloodborne the movie.
So good. Bloodborne the movie.
Spaceballs the lunchbox. Horizon Zero One.
Oh, okay, yeah, 0-1. I like it.
Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, which was a thing.
That actually was a thing. That was ridiculous.
Horizon Zero One 2. Horizon Forbidden East. Horizon Forbidden West Remastered, to which I went, that's probably the funniest one because that game is probably the least old.
Yeah, it's easily the least old, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Astrobot Concordia.
Oh, God.
And Concord 2. There's a Helldivers one in there somewhere, but it's cut off, so I don't know what they were actually doing with it.
Concord 2. That's what they're going to do. They're just going to bring it back right away.
I remember seeing that. So I remember seeing that picture and I was like, wow, really? They're going to put a Spider-Man reveal? And then I kept looking further down and went, oh, no, this is a really good joke. Okay. That was
a good joke. It starts off realistic enough and then it's like, oh, never mind.
See, that's a good meme. That's a good fake reveal. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's so good. But yeah, we did get the Zero Dawn remaster, which
they were right, sort of.
Yeah. Oh, that was not needed. That just is not old. Stop, Sony, with the remasters of the games that are new, like the Legacy of Kain or whatever the heck that was called, the Soul Reaver. That makes sense. It's 25 years old. I get why they're re-releasing it. There's no way else to get it. But like, how old is Zero Dawn? 2017? 2018?
Let's see. 2017. Yeah, so this game really needed a remaster 7 years later. Really.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like, I picked it up on PC even, and it said the remaster is coming to PC. PC doesn't need remasters. You just up the settings. Like, I don't...
Well,
what's happening?
No, they need remasters. It's just called the modding community.
Yeah, or that. Ugh.
What's up, Sony? Did you really need to add the Peach Fuzz onto Aloys again so that people can get really fucking mad at it for no reason?
Oh,
really? Did you need to do that twice?
They were so mad about that Peach Fuzz. Holy shit. People don't know what humans look like.
As soon as I saw the trailer for Ghost of Yotei and I saw the female lead, I'm like, how many... I'm just thinking of all of the YouTubers that I know that are absolutely posting cringe shit about this right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, the feminization of gaming. Ooh.
Yeah. Fuck. Like, you were complaining about Assassin's Creed. Like, here you go. Like, it's a Japanese person in Japan. Okay, you're fine.
But it doesn't count. It's a woman.
Oh, I'm glad it's a woman. It'll be more interesting to keep switching up different characters. I don't want just another Jin. I want another different character. If it's 400 years in the future, and I want someone who plays different.
It is what it is. I'm trying to think of, no, I think we caught everything that we needed to there. So you know what? We're going to take this sucker off the air because we got a side quest to record as well, which will be out on Friday, which me and Chris are going to have a real fun time proving how bad we are with thinking of numbers for game sales, because we're going to try to figure out and play a game of what games sold better and probably do no better than like a streak of like 3 or 4, probably.
I'm getting 0. Spoiler alert. It's going to be 0.
Well, we're doing it together, so you know what? If I got to carry you to at least 3, I'll do it.
Yay!
But that's going to do it on this episode, guys. So as always, if you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're listening to this on any of your podcast platforms, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, or not YouTube. Wow. Google. That's what I meant to say. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
But wherever you get your podcasts, if you can leave us a rating, do that. If you can comment, wherever you are, do that. And obviously share it with all of your friends. Don't forget our link tree, linktr.ee/PixelPlay Podcast, link to our Discord, link to our socials, wherever you can reach us there. Main show, Wednesdays at noon, side quest Friday at noon, and now recap with Radical, every Monday at noon, where we take a look at the stories from the previous 7 days of that show that we didn't cover. So I've already got my list of stories ready. One of them is going to include the Pirate Yakuza game, which I really want to talk about, and I can't wait to do that. So look forward to that on Monday when I gush about that, among other things. So thank you so much for checking out this week's episode. We'll see you wherever we see you next, but take care. Bye-bye for now.